Children are a reflection of parents is a common saying known to humans. Scientific studies suggest that parenting may have direct connections to children. This leads to my question, how does parenting affect children in the long term? Good morning, my name is Aquinso. This is a childhood picture of Adolf Hitler, a known dictator of Germany during World War II, being the reason for the death of over 16 million people. Hitler was tortured and abused by his parents, Alois and Clara Hitler, as a child. His parents even used certain weapons to demand obedience from him as a child. This could possibly be why Hitler turned out to be the way he was, and supports my question that parenting could affect children in the long term. A more recently charged criminal known as Joe Exotic was accused, convicted, and jailed for attempting to murder Carol Baskin, who tried to sue him for illegal reasons. Joe Exotic owned many illegally bought big cats like lions and tigers, which he kept in his large land and turned into a zoo. Joe was illegally breeding, selling, and even killing some of these cats. Joe was known for reckless living and owning many guns and even killing some of his coworkers. Joe also had an illegal drug business where he bought and sold illegal hard drugs within his zoo. Joe's reckless style of living could have possibly been caused by his parents, who did not care for Joe as a child and were completely ignorant. This could have possibly been a reason to why he turned out the way he is. This leads to my claim. Parenting does affect children directly and indirectly, influencing the way they think as they get older. This is a picture of psychologist Diana Baumrind, who studied parenting at the University of California. After conducting research, Diana classified parenting into 4 types: permissive parenting, authoritative parenting, uninvolved parenting, and authoritarian parenting, each with its own differences and similarities. Permissive parenting style, as suggested by the picture, is when parents are both nurturing and warm towards children, but reluctant to impose limits. Children are usually out of control, and parents aren't demanding it and give children the freedom that they desire. Authoritarian parenting style, as suggested by the picture, is when parents are extremely strict and expect children to follow rules with no compromise. Most commonly within Asian countries, parents are demanding of children. Studies show that this type of parenting, however, results in the most intelligent and academically achieving children. These type of children are usually quiet and keep to themselves in difficult and stressful situations. According to the College Board stimuli, the dark side of resilience, resilience is defined as the psychological capacity to adapt to stressful circumstances. Resilience is usually gained from peers, and in this case, through parents. Authoritative parenting style is where parents are nurturing and supportive, but set firm limits. They usually provide reason for punishments and expect them to understand. This is the most common type of parenting in the United States. Finally, uninvolved parenting, where parents are completely ignorant of their children and do not respond to their needs or desires of the children. These type of parents only provide basic necessities for children, like food, clothing, and shelter, and then be completely uninvolved in their lives. Correlation suggests that Joe Exotic's parents from earlier were uninvolved in his childhood. This chart shows the results from a survey where people were asked to answer questions about childhood and parenting. Questions involved questions that were similar to if parents were comforting, if they were hit as children, and even if parents provided necessities to live, like food and shelter. This graph from the University of Maine used a survey from before to correlate between peer support and parent support, in this case, related to life satisfaction. As you can see, people who had higher peer support resulted in higher life satisfaction than those who weren't given peer support. This leads to my conclusion that parenting does have a connection to children in the long term, and suggests that authoritative parenting, where parents give children freedom but set limits, is the best type of parenting, and uninvolved parenting, where children are not given any attention, is the worst type of parenting. Possible limitations include the fact that children and parenting cannot be physically measured by using a value, and most data collected is through surveys, increasing the chances of margin of error. That's my work study. Any questions? Thank you.
All right, 2 questions for you. First up, back up a little bit if you would, so I can keep you on camera. Thank you. How did your research question evolve as you worked through the research process?
My original research question was just directed to parents and how I didn't know that there was different types of parenting, but after research, I decided that there were 4 types of parenting, and I used Diana Barman to specify the different types of parenting.
All right.
And related to childhood.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Sorry.
What additional questions emerged as you were going through the process of research?
As I was going through the process, I realized that most of the data in this type of study cannot be measured using a unit. So most of the data collected was through surveys, which increases the margin for error.
You're done.